Alright, so first off, we're gonna get rid of everything inside, and basically we're gonna get a stateless widget and make it map these two. Once done, we're gonna have a material app right here. So I'm gonna create a material app. Within this, we need to make sure the debug banner is false, and the theme data, I'm gonna set the primary color to be amber. And then we have the home. So basically what we need to do here is have the stateful widget called root page. Right. I'm going to call the home the root page because I prefer calling it the root page. It's easier that way. Next, what I do is I have a scaffold, and within the scaffold, so obviously I need to set a constant, but I'm going to be constantly messing with this. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to have a app bar, and within the app bar we have a text box called, I'm just going to say welcome. And before going further, because okay, I need to make this a constant because it doesn't change, I'm going to start the basically go live and get a live feedback so that we could go as we speak. I think that would be a little bit neat. Okay, so we have the app bar, which is what I just created right here, and within after the app bar, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the body. And within the body, what I'm trying to do is I need to have a current page index. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to specify int current page and have a list widget with call pages with the other two that I'm trying to combine. So I'm going to combine a home page.dart and a profile page because I'm trying to have a home page and a profile page. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to have a stateless widget called profile page. And we're going to have a material. Of course, we need to import the material package just like here. So then within this, what we're going to do, of course, because it's a profile page, you need to have a list view builder. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a list view builder, and obviously inside the list view builder you need an item builder, but VS Code already gives this. And then we're going to have a list tile, and inside the list tile we have a text box, title, and a text box within that called profile or item index +1 selected, because it needs to iterate through every index, right? So we're going to do iterate through every item, so that's why I do index +1, which was initialized here. So then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to have a leading button because I need a leading button, but I'll get to where exactly this happens. I'm kind of speedrunning this, but just bear with me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a person const basically because it doesn't change, and we're going to have a trailing right here, trailing, and then we're going to have a icon called select all. Right, so then we're going to have a on tap, and then we're going to have a action, and within this we're going to do a debug print called, so we just want to see if the console shows us how many times this is clicked, this button, right? So we're going to have this, and then it's going to show us a debug print on the console. But don't worry, we'll get to that. So I'm going to have a stateless widget here as well. I'll get to what a stateless widget means. I think I've mainly mentioned what it means. So the home page button, I'm trying to have a elevated button. I'm kind of not going in order, so bear with me there because I'm very messy. So I'm going to have a elevated button, and when you click the button, we're going to have a navigator.ofContext.push. And then we're going to have a material page root, and within this page root we're going to have context, and I'm going to have a build context, and we're going to return the last page which I need to return here. But before that, so I'm going to just create a page called last page.dart, and we're going to have a stateful widget because the last page I'm trying to make it functional. I'm trying to make it a UI, so we're going to have a scaffold for the last page as well. And then we're going to have to return the last page here, and last page here, and then I'm going to just call it const, and there we have it. What's the issue here? Oh yeah, we need a child. So we need a child obviously because it needs a text, and once this is done we're going to have a text called click here for a surprise. Right. So then we're going to have to make it constant because it doesn't change. Next, what we're going to do, coming back to this, we're going to merge the home page and the profile page onto the onto the pages list widget. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do home page, and we're going to do a profile page. Oopsie, profile page. And we're going to do const right here, and we have the home page and the profile page in the pages widget. So what we're going to do inside this is basically we're going to add the current page so that it returns the index of 0 every time. And within this, we're going to make this a floating action button. Not make it a floating action button, but create a floating action button. And what we're going to do is we're going to have a debug print so that whenever it's clicked, I'm just going to do clicked logged onto the console. And I need to have a comma here because it needs to separate. Now after this, we're going to have a child so that inside the floating action button, as in the plus button, I mean this button right here, we're going to have a plus. Okay, so we're going to do add, and we're going to have a const. Right. So once this is done, we're going to have the so that's all for this part, right? So we're going to have the bottom navbar, and then we're going to do navigation bar, and then we're going to do navigation destination. Obviously the purpose of a navbar is to navigate to the navigation destination. So we're going to do navigation destination. Where is it? Yeah, so we're going to have two icons on the bottom right here. Call icons.home, right? And then we're going to call it, give the label home to it, and we're going to have two. Okay, so of course right now it crashed, but don't worry, because right here we're just going to do const, and we also need to have two of these. So we're going to have profile, or like user or person, actually. Person, is that, yeah, that's the same. And we're going to call it profile because that's the second item in the navbar, bottom navbar. So as you can see, we have a profile and home section. So what we're going to do for these to be reactive is we're going to have to on destination selected, and we're going to have a integer called index. So right here I need to specify. Okay, so we're going to do set the state, and when the when the current page, and set the current page to index, and right here outside the navbar we're going to do not outside the navbar, we're going to set the selected index to the current page, right? So then we have both of these functioning, but it's not returning. So what we're going to do is we're going to find what's wrong with it. So right here I'm going to actually have a IT called item count, so it counts the number of items, so that I could have like a list with just 20 items, for example. Oh yeah, also over here we need to return the list style. And yeah, so but what we need to do next is I need to specify the item count is equal to the item count, and we have it basically. Okay, my shit's bugged, probably because I'm supposed to make it a const, but yeah, I need to figure that out. Anyways, if I like click on a item, as you can see it says how many times I'm selecting this, and when I click this it's supposed to take me to this. So I'm just gonna go to the last page, as in like basically the last page is basically whenever you click on this button, which is the elevator button, it takes you to the last page. So obviously it's a scaffold because this is built on a white screen, white background, I would say. What we're going to do first is we're going to have a abba and have a title, obviously, and we're just going to call it I don't know, second page, or like information, I would say. Yeah, so once we do that, we also need to have const. So once we do that, we basically have a title called information. So automatically imply leading, I'm going to disable it so that way it doesn't go back and forth. And once this is done, we also have the not this, okay, right here we also have the body, obviously, but I'll get to the body in a sec. So actually I'm just going to skip back. And once automatically imply leading is done, we're going to have a leading button. Basically we have our own leading button called go back, or back arrow, yeah. So then within the back arrow we're going to make a const actions, and when the back arrow is clicked, so what we're going to do is basically, okay, so we're going to have another icon called icons.information, or like info. Yeah, info. Then we're gonna have a const, and outside this we're also gonna have a we're gonna do a on